So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vineet Mishra, and on the behalf of Dr. MPS Group of Institutions, I welcome to all the expert speakers and guests, as well as the students and viewers who are watching today's live webinar on the ways AI is impacting our everyday life. So, we'll have our honorable chairperson, sir, very soon with the expert panel. Let me introduce our expert panel members first, as we have our guest speaker and a very dynamic and renowned name in the field of AI as an AI expert, Professor Manu Pratap Singh, sir. Sir, welcome to this webinar. Let me tell you about something about you. Sir is having a very rich and strong expertise in the research field. I mean, more than 100 of his research papers, publications, and presentations are published in various international and national journals. Sir has attended more than 110 conferences and workshops for the seminars at various international and national levels. Apart from it, Sir has a core area of interest in the field of AI, that is artificial intelligence, and in pattern recognition and in quantum neural networks. So, moreover, under the very valuable guidance of Dr. Manu Pratap Singh, sir, more than 18 PhD degrees and other MTech degrees has been awarded still yet. So, give them a huge round applause to all the viewers. I mean, to Manu Pratap Singh, sir. Our next panel expert is Miss Surbhi Gupta, which comes from industrial background. I mean, Miss Surbhi is working as a senior software engineer in Thales Internationals, Greater Noida. She has been associated with so many IT MNCs like Hit Touch Technologies, Oodles Technologies, and many others like that. So, moreover, we also have Dr. Anup Kumar Goyal, sir, Dean of Dr. MPS Group of Institutions, our Vikas Sharma, sir, IT head, and one of the AI expert of Dr. MPS Group. Welcome, sir. And we have a very dynamic Varun Modi, sir, and Amin, sir, also in the panel for the discussion later. So, once again, I welcome all of you in the webinar. So today's webinar is talk about how AI is transforming our world. And I believe that artificial intelligence is the most powerful and the most transformative technology that humans have ever had access to. In this webinar, we will discuss some of the most prominent areas where AI is impacting millions of human lives. In the recent years, scientists have made huge advancement. I mean, in artificial intelligence, from commuting to shopping to browsing the web, these all are the major advantages that AI has always made in the recent years. So AI software development is basically a massive market, and I think the technology is improving all the time. So, am I right, sir? Am I right, Varun, sir?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, it's very fascinating the way that artificial intelligence has become involved in existence, and we encounter it in our daily lives, even without realizing it, right? From helping in avoiding traffic to offering in music and to movie recommendations to music recommendations to voice controlled personal digital assistants and the popular self driving cars and vehicles and instant translation of machines, and other power-packed predictive capabilities. They are just some applications of the forms of artificial intelligence has taken up today. So we all are very friendly and always with our social world on virtual platform, right? So there's a question that how artificial intelligence improves social media, right? It's only the AI that makes it easier for the users to locate and communicate with our friends and business associates. Social media network utilized to advertise more effectively to the users. I mean, AI technology can write creative social media contents, social media ads on its own. I mean, these ads are optimized to generate clicks and conversions, and they can even include shortened links and hashtags also. So we are using frequently all of the applications of AI in our social media also. Additionally, all the social media sites are also rely on AI to improve user experience also. For an example, suppose Facebook uses machine learning to recognize users faces in the photos and to provide users with personalized content. I mean, some person wants to be the friends on a Facebook, and there are some kind of friend suggestions, friend recommendations to each one of your Facebook IDs. So these all are the applications of AI and its subparts, that is deep learning and machine learning. So deep learning is helping a Facebook to draw value from larger portion of its unstructured data sets to created by almost 2 billion people updating their status 2,93 times per minute. I mean, it's a huge figure. I mean, people are updating 2,93 times per minute. I mean, more than 2 billion people are updating 2,93 times their status per minute. So it's very impactful for our daily lives. Besides that, others also other social media platforms also, that which one is one of its social media platform is, I think, Snapchat uses AI technology to overlay filters that move in sync with users faces. I mean, LinkedIn also uses AI to give job recommendations, to suggest contacts to their users. Twitter is also do the same things, I think, from tweet recommendations to fighting inappropriate or racist content to enhancing the user's experience. Uh, they process lots of data through deep neural networks to learn over time what users' preferences are. So there are so many examples like that. I mean, Instagram also uses big data and artificial intelligence technology to target advertising and fighting cyberbullying and delete offensive comments from their walls. So I think it's a study that expert predict that AI social media market will grow from 633 billion US dollar from 2018 to 633 million in 2018 to 2.1 billion in 2023. I mean, it's a massive growth in just 3 to 4 years. and the Microsoft's Cortana, and many others digital assistant like that. They help users in carrying out the various activities from directing commands to external apps to scanning their schedules to directing and probing information on the web. I mean, someone, suppose someone wants to search something on a web, it can only be possible on the just because of the having the digital assistants in today's time, like Google, Siri, Amazon's Alexa, Apple Siri, Google's Home, Amazon's Alexa, and Microsoft Cortana. So these apps absorb knowledge from each interaction of the user, that making AI as an important aspect of their functioning. So they can help human being in a wide variety of tasks, like message dissertation, internet searches, I mean alarm settings, timers. They can schedule your daily routine. They can set the reminders of your wake up and of your sleeping time. They can set the media playback for you according to your choice and recommendations. They can do some sort of calculations also. So they are very helpful in our daily life. Some digital assistants also offer home automation, I think, which allows you to use the technology to control over, I mean, your thermostat, your light, your garage drawer, and your other devices at your home. So AI and machine learning also help in digital assistants to improve themselves without needing human interference. For example, if an iPhone user tells Siri, that is, I mean, if an iPhone user tells Siri that it has made a mistake in responding to a request, so it will learn from that data to avoid repeating the error. So it doesn't need to be reprogrammed again and again by human to correct the mistake. So that's the beauty of the AI and machine learning. So they are self-reluctant. Sorry. Self-driving and parking cars are one of the major example. I mean, in the field of transportation, AI has a AI has played a drastic role. I mean, they use deep learning concept as a subset of AI to recognize the space around the vehicle. Technology company like NVIDIA use AI to give cars the power to see, the power to think, and the power to learn. So they can navigate the nearly infinite range of possible driving scenarios. So I think companies' AI-powered technology is already in used in many cars made by Toyota, made by brand like Mercedes, Audi, Volvo, and Tesla. Have you all heard about Tesla? So I think all of you are aware of Tesla. So they are using massive AI technologies to to upgrade their electric cars to, and to make them driverless. So it is very much sure to revolutionize how people drive and enable vehicles to drive themselves. I mean, have a look at a video. You can better understanding. You can get better understanding of that.
In 2014, 320,000 new electric vehicles were registered around the world. In 2019, that number was 2.3 million. By 2025, global EV sales are projected to surpass 10 million. And by 2050, the majority of automobiles will be electric. Gas stations will disappear and be replaced with at-home charging stations, fueling vehicles in as low as 10 minutes. Automobiles will become driverless. As of now, Tesla vehicles already have autopilot features that achieve level 2 automation on the Society of Automotive Engineers Vehicle Automation ranking. Other companies, such as Google, have invested billions of dollars into self-driving technology. Currently, it's expected that fully autonomous level 5 vehicles will roll out to consumers in the late to mid-2020s and become commonplace in the 2030s. By 2050, people will be hopping into cars with no steering wheel. Thousands of autonomous vans and semi-trucks will travel across country, delivering packages and shipments with no human interaction. Drones will do the same for shorter distances. By 2050, swarms of drones will be delivering small packages from floating or vertical warehouses. There will also be surveillance and security drones, along with drones for construction, entertainment, and agriculture. eVTOLs, or electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, will provide urban transportation. Currently, there are several working eVTOL aircraft prototypes. The urban market for them is massive, and studies reveal that the technology could become highly profitable. One of the companies working on eVTOLs is Uber, who wants to make aerial ride-sharing a reality. There's also Airbus, who have their drone-like Airbus pop-up concept. If Uber, Airbus, and other companies succeed, we could see widespread adoption of the technology. By 2050, cities will likely have air taxis everywhere.
So we can say in the coming future, AI will play such a big role. Meanwhile, our honorable chairperson, sir, squadron leader, Singh, sir, have joined. Sir, I welcome you on the behalf of Dr. MPS Group.
Or waiting lines. AI will
that this webinar on artificial intelligence will open new doors of knowledge and learning for all of us. Let me to tell you that AI is not a new field; it's a very old field now, because artificial intelligence is now a part of our routine life. And as far as I'm using there are gadgets which are based on AI, such as I'm using Alexa. Alexa is, you can say, she has now become my personal assistant, helping me in all my official and professional working. Secondly, I am also using when I am not with Alexa, I am with Siri. Siri is also helping me in all my works, all my office
Right.
works, all my um secretarial jobs, all my jobs. So I can say that artificial intelligence will be the future of IT industry in the time to come. And one more thing with AI, we have to see that analytics is also becoming very popular these days with Watson analytics and with a lot of analytic techniques. We have to understand that many of the professions like legal profession, like medical profession, like other professions, the analytics and AI will definitely supersede all the other branches of information technology. One more thing, which is my final word about this, that always pray to God that AI should never supersede the human intelligence and human mind, because whenever the robotics, the AI, or
The next generation is always intelligent than the present generation. It is the evolutionary process. So now the biological evolution is being used to understand the concept of human intelligence, and then the people or the computer scientist or physicist, the mathematician, took a turn, and that turn opened the door for the neural network computing. And at the time, the neural network computing has started. So I call it as the biologically inspired computing.
Right, sir.
Right. After that, the various models of neural network has evolved, starting from the perceptron model, multi-layer perceptron, feed-forward neural network, Hopfield type neural network, recurrent network, RBF network, and these type of the network are used specifically for the pattern recognition task. So in the up to the age of 2000, most of the work or in the area of AI or in the machine learning is for the pattern recognition. That it means that they were interested to make a machine. The machine can understand the pattern, recognize the object, recognize the images, recognize the handwritten manuscript, and even the machine to understand the paintings, find the meaning from the paintings, or all the type of the work. But every science has the limitations. Obviously, the neural network also has a limitation. And the limitation was that, I tell you very firmly, what actually happening in the neural network approach, if we try to recognize any image, any picture, any object, we have the method, and that method says first the input should be expressed in terms of the future. We call them as the future vector. And at the time, we are supposed to find these features by hand. So we call that as the pre-processing steps. By applying the future extraction method by hand, we and then after finding these features, we are presenting or mapping these feature vectors to the machine of neural network, and then neural network was going through with the training, and then it is being learned for this pattern. Obviously, if you are doing all the things at the before the training, the hand designed feature, then it have a chances of error. And because every human, every method has its own perception to see the features, so everybody may vary in the terms of features. Now, with these limitations, neural network cannot solve the major problem of the recognition, like the medical images, medical data, big data, all these type of the problems could not be solved effectively or with the accuracy with the approach of neural network. So now the people start again thinking, and I tell you one thing: if competition is organized around the world, it is being called as the recognition competition, and up to the 2005, they are showing the images and they have their own algorithm of learning or future finding by hand, and nobody is getting the accuracy more than 80%. A young scientist of New Zealand started with the new concept. He increased the number of layers between the input and the output and called them as the successive hidden layers. And that model is used for the completion, and the accuracy were found 98%. And from that time, the deep learning concept has started. So what the approach we are following in the deep learning is that instead of finding the features extraction process by hand, these models are introducing the layers, and sometimes or some literature, some books, and somewhere on the internet you can find or you can read these type of the hidden layer as involution layers. These involution neural network layers are finding the features, and the feature extraction process in the deep learning neural network is occurring or is happening itself by the neural network, and these derived features by the evolution layer are passing for the outputs. In this way, we have entered into the world of deep learning. Nowadays, we are at the stage that we are using the various models of the deep learning, starting from the CNN, the convolution neural network, which is most widely used for the various type of the pattern recognition tasks. And specifically, the CNN model is mostly using for the recognition of medical images like the MRIs, like the CT scans and the others, and it is used for finding the heart disease problems. We also have some other approaches like the autoencoder, and this type of the architecture are actually using in an unsupervised way, and this autoencoder is actually used for the input information reconstruction. So it means that when we are presenting an input pattern and the autoencoder will reconstruct the input, it means that this autoencoder is actually used for the automatic feature finding. So these type of the approaches, and we have so much extension of these architectures like the GRN, RNN, and all are the extension of this deep learning method. The issue is that if we have successfully make our machine in terms of the machine learning algorithm, that we are getting up to 98% success in the recognition problems. And that recognition problem is involving for the objects, for images, for for picture, and these pictures are even from the satellite pictures. Medical sciences, and even we have successfully used these type of the recognition application for in a various fields of the bioinformatics. But what about the other problems? Other problem is how to navigate on the mass, how to make our machine that it can do the automatic car driving, how to find the way, the genomics of a structure, how to find the prediction of a stock market, how to do the estimation for the perfect weather forecastings, and how to make the study of the way in which the human is able to do, or the human is able to solve the problem. It means to understand the human intelligence, we require a machine which should itself the intelligent.
Right, sir.
These are the open areas, and the limitations which we have. Initially, we work on the CPU. All the algorithms of the machine learnings were implemented, and these algorithms were executing on the systems those are using the CPUs. But nowadays we have such algorithms, they are very heavy algorithms, and they cannot execute on CPU. So we have switched from hardware CPU to GPU. What we require to execute this algorithm, that we need the machines, and these machines are using the GPUs. And we should also require the platform, and we have so much stronger platform are available for implementing any algorithm of the deep learning, but it is not a end of the race. The race actually starts from here. Now, if all these type of the methods are regularly updating, and we have included the logic, the inferencing, the thinking, the searching, the abstracting, and adaptiveness in the machine. Now, by using the approaches of the machine learning, specifically for the deep learning methods, we are trying to include the judgment, the values, the emotions in the machine. Now, if we could successful in future to incorporate all these attributes in a machine, so it means that we are trying to make a machine, that machine has a logical inferencing, adaptiveness, and beside this the machine also contain the judgment, the values, and the emotions. So if all these things will available in a machine, so we may resemble that machine with a human being. So we have a second human. Actually, the God made us, and we are making a machine, and that machine will become powerful as the human has become powerful, and sometimes the human challenges the God. It can happen the machine which will be made by us in future definitely challenge to us. It will happen in the real world, and I tell you, the scientists have predicted up to the 2050. It is the 2021, and up to the 2050, the machine intelligence will surpass the natural or the human intelligence if the speed of working in the AI is remains same. The speed of development of AI is remains same as we are going nowadays. Up to the 2050, the machine intelligence will surpass the human intelligence. Now imagine a world when the machine is more powerful than the human being or than us, then what will happen? Then I just remind you a movie. The movie was Terminator. If you remember that movie, it was released very early when, yes, when if you say at that time it is a fantasy, it cannot happen, but now you are saying it is going to be happen. The Terminator, in that movie, the one machine was controlling the entire robots, and these robots were ending the human race. So if in a work of Stephen Hawking, I just remember Stephen Hawking, and he said, if the speed of AI research is continue with the same speed, then I'm afraid the human race will end. So I think I have informed you so many things about the AI, and I hope that this webinar and the other experts will highlight some more important issues of the AI. So you invited me. I am very thankful to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your kind words, sir. Thank you for enlightening us.
Sir,
I have learned so many things today.
sir, एक ही सिंह से कुछ सर
Sir,
प्लीज
I have a question for Professor Manu Pratap ji.
सर
Please, sir. Please, over to you, sir. Please.
Sir, you have given a wonderful this thing talk on AI and its implications in future. And I am very much convinced that most of the psychological factors such as emotions, anger, love, and this can be incorporated in a machine. But I want to know that when the machine will acquire the power of reproduction, biological reproduction, if machine can acquire, then Stephen Hawkins will be true that it can be more powerful race of human. But unless the machine cannot acquire the power of biological reproduction, sexual reproduction, I don't think that it is possible to take away the humanity.
actually, sir, the alone theory is there. I can make a alone of a human being. Then why not a computer machine can make the other machine? This
Right, sir. So now I would like, thank you so much, Manu sir. I would like to call Miss Surabhi Gupta. Over to you, Miss Surabhi. Uh, please carry on.
Hello.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes. First, I would like to thanks to all of you to give a chance to me to talk about the AI. I will give a little bit introduction about the AI. AI, artificial intelligence is a simulation of human intelligence processed by machine, especially a computer system, as we already discussed, right? Specify application of AI include the expert system like NLP, natural language process, speech recognition, and the machine version. AI, what is the exactly use AI in programming? We are mainly focused on the three parts: learning, reasoning, and the self correction. Learning is basically we are acquiring the data and we are applying the rules to resolve the problem. So that is called learning. And after that, we are coming to the reasoning part. This is basically this aspect of AI programming focus on choosing the right path to get the outcome. And third part is self-correction. Self-correction is basically this aspect of programming designed to continue the fine-tuned algorithm and ensure that they provide the most accurate result. Now I will discuss about where we are using the AI in our day-to-day life. So we are already discussed about that, and I want to add some more points, like the navigation app. As we all know, we are using the Google Map. Google Map help us to provide the direction and the time to reach from one place to other place, analyze the driving in between, and the shortest path. This all the things is done by the AI only. And the ride sharing app, as we all knows, suppose instead of driving yourself, you are choosing to take the Uber or any Uber, Ola, anything to go to any place. So once you have booked your cab, it will show you the price and the time. This all the things is done by AI only. In behind, we are using the machine language, and I will add more points like the 3D photography. 3D photography is the impressive way to capture and display the photo. I having one example like Lucid Pic, it is an app which is used to convert which is used to convert the 2D pics to 3D, and it is help to like can infer which the part of the photo can be high level of depth compared to the other part of the photo. And then with the click of the button, Lucid add the depth of your pics and turn them into the lifelike 3D pics. And we already discussed about the face recognition. In face recognition, I want to add the more example like the Snapchat and the Facebook. We already discussed about the Lucid Pic app. Lucid Pic app is basically like providing the 3D effect, and And the Snapchat is basically like they will capture the photo, they will recognize the person and they will capture the photo, and they will provide the filter. And if we were talking about the Facebook, as we know, as we all know about like when we are clicking the picture on Facebook and we are like uploading the picture, they are providing the option to tag your friend. So these all the features we are considering as a AI only, as like AK sir already said about the smart assistants like Shri and Alexa and the Google Assistant, and multimedia recommendation like we already know about the OTT platform like Netflix, YouTube, and the Amazon. These all also like well, it's like we will finish any serial or any series. In there, like they are providing the similar type of show options, right? So this all the things is done by the AI only. And I having more option like more example like the online banking. Now the some bank is also providing the option to submit your online check. This is also done by the AI only. And automation card we already discussed, right? Now we don't need to drive the car fully. They have the automation features like the Volvo, Audi, and Toyota. So that's it from my side.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for enlightening us such a wonderful knowledge. I mean, you have told, you have given so many examples, live examples of AI, where AI is working right now. So now, time for the panel discussion. So, starting with our honorable sir, honorable chairperson sir. Sir, your love and your passion for the latest trends and cutting edge technologies makes you a real technology Greek person, which always motivates us to think like as you are. So I would like to ask a question: how you will see that AI is improving strength of our armed forces? I mean, whatever we are using in our armed forces, you have spent so many years in the armed forces. So
It was a miracle of AI only. And we are having the pilotless aircrafts which can detect all the radars, all the flying objects, and they are better than human pilots, and they are working right now in the system. And moreover, I would like to update that the country called China has made a army, of 40,000, around 40,000 robots. It's a robotic army, and they are using And in future, I can say that there will be a lot of scope for AI-based gadgets, machines, arms, and um, aircrafts, radars, missiles, which will be definitely more fatal, more offensive than the current versions. And many countries like China, they are. I've told you that they are working on robotic armies. So AI is having a lot of benefits for the warfare, for the armed forces, as well as a lot of disasters also for the mankind.
To see the scenario of the world, we have the various centers like the BPOs, and
Right.
all these BPOs are using the machine learning approaches for the query handlings. It is
Okay.
the one of the area where the India is dominating the world. Other area is that we actually focusing on the outsourcing project. Most of the project those we have in the India, in the various companies or in the various organizations are from the Europe or from the US.
Right.
But the point is that we have to start our own R&D in the AI. China is nowadays leading in the R&D field of AI. If we could start R&D in our country, specifically for the AI, then obviously we have the so many opportunities for our youngsters and scientists or the students those are interested to work in the AI. The Internet of Things (IoT) is the new word which we have, and that IoT has no significance if we do not have the AI. So we have another
Right.
word in the field of AI. This is the AOE. I repeat the word IoT is there, but with the IoT has no significance if we do not have AOE. The AOE the artificial intelligence of everything. It means that analyze the data to finding the decisions for the future to do the mining of this data. the so many data analysis work is required. If you just write any word, it shows you million of pages. And now we are starting searching the pages. Now it is a requirement then how to make our searching intelligence. The Google itself know my habit and my requirement, and according to my personalized requirement, the Google should show me what I want to search on the internet. These are the various areas or various fields where we can think, but it will happen only when we will use the techniques of AI in the e-learning. Higher education through the internet. We
Exactly.
have no other option except the e-learning. But actually, if you see, the type of e-learning we are providing is not a true e-learning. We are not able to conduct our examination through the online mode. We require such type of the softwares. Those are really useful that the genuine student is appearing in the examination. No malpractices are going in the examination. To do all these things, the artificial intelligence is a requirement. The softwares, those are really intelligent, will able to conduct this e-learning platform successful in this situation of the world. So now we need the softwares, we need the tools, and all these tools and software will possible only when we will use the techniques of AI in the e-learning.
Right. Thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful answer. I mean, this webinar couldn't be, fulfilled without your gracious presence. Thank you so much, sir. Now, my next question is I'll go for Varun, sir, a very dynamic person of Dr. APS Group of Institutions. Sir,
Thank you, sir.
how do you think that AI is still a hype or a reality for human beings? I mean, is AI the real job hunter or the real creator of the jobs for the human in future? Over to you, sir.
Right, sir. First of all, sir, thank you so much. I would also like to congratulate Honorable Chairperson, sir, Professor Manu, sir, Ms. Surabhi, for giving us so many valuable insights into this field. As for your question is concerned, sir, I think AI was a hype when Terminator released. It's very much a reality right now.
Exactly.
Absolutely, sir. And as far as the prospects, the future are concerned, I won't hypothesize. What I would like to tell you is a fact, and the fact is very recently
In AI,
one clue, one click for all of us that what all of us have gratitude to all the respected speakers and to be associated with this panel. Thank you, sir, for having with us in the webinar. And I'm grateful to our honorable chairperson, sir, who always motivates us conducting such type of events. Thank you so much, sir, for everything. And last but not the least, I'm thankful for all of my students and viewers who have given their valuable time to make this webinar a great success. Thank you. Thank you very much to anyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.